Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Kath, and today I am back with another Bad Habit Beauty palette review. I'm super excited for this palette review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Artistry palette by Bad Habit Beauty. For those of you who don't know, this is the dupe for the Master palette by Mario and Anastasia Beverly Hills. It was the collaboration between Anastasia Beverly Hills and Kim Kardashian's makeup artist Mario. Unlike most of the palettes that Bad Habit Beauty makes, this is actually a dupe for a discontinued palette. I was so excited when I saw that this was coming out because I have forever regretted not picking up that palette when it was made. I did notice on the website that it didn't sell quite like the other palettes do, and I don't know if that's because it's a discontinued palette. But anyways, this is the packaging, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like this black matte with gold marble or gold speckle. I don't really know if it's supposed to be marble or speckle. I think it's marble, but it's super beautiful. And you take the palette out and the palette is the same as the actual packaging, so I can throw the box away and not feel guilty. And then this is the actual palette. So gorgeous. I'm just gonna read the website description off while I hold this up. Details. Awaken your inner muse with the nude and earthy toned shadows in the 12 shades of Artistry, featuring a range of nudes in nude browns, warm satins, and a stunning dark blue and rust green shimmer. Artistry gives you all you need to create striking looks of subtle sophistication. And this is a cruelty-free product, which is super awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop some finger swatches up on the screen, and then we'll jump right into doing a look. Also, side note, I have my window open and I literally live on 5th Avenue, so I'm really sorry if there's some traffic in the background. Hopefully it's not too much of an issue. Alright, so these are the swatches from left to right. We have Pearl, Sophia, Tuscany, Daphne, Laurel, Siren, Mona, Aria, Dorsey, Klimt, Primavera, and Frida. Alright, so those were the swatches. As you can tell, they were really pretty swatches. The only shade I had an issue swatching was this one here. This is Aria, and I don't know if I just went in it too hard with my finger or if it's the shade itself, but it did get like really powdery, or when it kind of broke apart like clay when I touched it almost. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna jump right in, and like I usually do with my palette reviews, I'm going to do a half cut crease just because I want to get as many shades as possible on my lid today. If you're getting sick of seeing me do half cut creases, let me know in the comments and I'll try to switch it up. I just really want to use as many shades as possible to really get a feel for the palette. So starting out, I am going into the shade Mona, which is the matte cool toned brown shade. I'm using my BH Cosmetics highlighting brush. That is my all-time favorite blending brush. There is a significant amount of kickback when I go into it, slightly more than I think there was in the Athena palette. It's just a note. And I'm placing this as a crease, transition shade, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so that's a really nice cool tone transition shade. That's one thing that I really like about this palette, is everything on the market right now is like warm toned, and while there are some like warm rosy tones in here, there are also cool tones, which kind of makes it more unique, especially in today's market. The original palette came out in like 2016, early 2016 I think. Next I'm going into the shade Tuscany with a Kylie blending brush. And I am placing that in the same spot, just to sort of deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm not noticing any skipping when I place these colors, which is really nice. They are blending out really nicely. Next, I'm going to take an e.l.f. crease / blending brush, and I'm going back into Tuscany, and I'm just making the color on the outer part of my crease a little denser. So I really want this color to be deep out here because I'm going to be placing that beautiful midnight blue shade in my outer corner next. Then I'm going over the edges with the Kylie blending brush just to make sure everything is all seamless. I did sort of blend that shade down as I blended it, just because that's where I'll be placing the next shade. And I did get a little bit of fallout right here, so I'm just gonna dust that away. Next, I'm going into this e.l.f. brush that is so old the name has worn off, but I believe this is also a blending brush just from a different line. And I'm going into Siren, which is the midnight blue shade, and I have no clue why I just said Siren, so weird. And I'm gonna pack this into my outer corner on both eyes and go from the outer corner sort of to the halfway point of my iris / pupil. I feel like I'm playing an Xbox over here because there is so much fallout with this shade. I think that's typical for like dark shimmer shades especially, but that is something to note about the palette. And I'm just going to use that other e.l.f. brush with that darker brown shade and help blend that blue on top a little bit. These shades are blending really nicely into each other. I think that's kind of the trade-off of like really blendable shades, is they do tend to have a bit more fallout because they're just really soft and powdery. And I just want to bring out the shimmer aspect of this blue a little more, so I'm going to dip back into it and spray it with some e.l.f. Mist and Set and just pack it right in that outer corner. And that definitely is bringing out the shimmer some more. Now I'm going to go in with my favorite Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade N10, and using my Real Techniques lip brush, I'm going to carve out my little half-cut crease. God, this is so almost empty, like I can't even get a lot out when I did my wand in, and they're out of stock in this shade online, of course. End of the Naked palette brushes, and I'm going into Sophia, which is this pretty champagne-y rosy shade, and I'm going over the concealer with that on the edges. Oh my god, that's such a pretty shimmer. Holy crap, you guys. There is some fallout with this shade as well, but it's just so pretty that I'm unbothered by it. This honestly might be one of my new favorite shimmers. Watch out, Colourpop. Bad Habit Beauty is gonna steal your spot in my life. Next, I'm taking the other end of that Naked 2 palette brush, and I'm going into Laurel, which is the shimmery rust green as it was described. And I am going to wet my brush for this one. I'm using this to transition the light shimmer with the midnight blue shimmer. just cleaning up the edges right here using the side of the brush that had the lighter shimmer. Okay, now I'm going to do my under eye, but first I'm going to clean up this fallout that we got going on here. For the under eye, I'm going to keep it real simple. I'm going into this Kylie flat shader brush. Oh, when I say I'm using Kylie brushes, I'm not talking about those overpriced goat hair ones. These are from her Valentine's Day collection from 2017. They were super reasonably priced, actually. So I'm, again, using the shade Mona, which is the cool taupe shade. And I'm just lining my under eye with that real gently. Nothing dramatic remotely. Okay, and I was gonna deepen up my under eye some more with that warmer, darker brown shade, but I kind of just feel like this is enough. This is the final shadow look. I'm just gonna go pop on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Alright, so time for final thoughts on the palette. Gonna be honest, I'm not sure if the actual quality of the shadows quite holds up to the Athena palette, which is surprising because they're the same price and this one actually has less shadows in it, so you'd think that if anything these ones would be better quality, though I'm not like 100% sure. I can't always really just use something one time and say that it's better or worse quality. And the quality difference isn't significant if there even actually is one. And I still think that this is a great palette for the price, especially. And I think it's a great palette if you're someone like me who missed out on the Master Palette by Mario and is just forever regretting that. I know that if you want a palette and you can't get your hands on it, there's always the option to buy singles and create it yourself. But there's just something about having something laid out all nicely and like pretty packaging, just such pretty packaging, that just I always really find to be inspiring. Again, I love the cool tones of the shades. I ended up like, I feel like this is kind of like a peacock toned look almost. I don't know, it's like colorful but neutral or like subdued at the same time, and I really like it. Alright, what else is important? It's $12. I'm not sure if I said that at the beginning of the video. You get 0.42 ounces of product, which let me just see how that stacks up against an actual Anastasia palette. Alright, this Anastasia palette has 0.02 ounces in each shade. So if you multiply that by 7, that's 0.14 ounces. So this Bad Habit Beauty palette actually has more product in it for less price, which is really interesting. I was expecting that there'd be less product in here because they have to cut the cost somewhere. I'm not saying that the quality of this stacks up to Anastasia completely, however, I think it's a really workable palette. The shades are really blendable. The one thing I will say is, like you guys noticed, there is a lot of fallout, so if you're someone like me who likes to do your foundation first, that can be an issue. This is what the palette looks like after being used, so you can see for yourself how the shades held up to being used. And that's all I have to say about this palette, so I'm just going to wrap this video up here. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down below if there's any other affordable palettes you'd like to see me review and demo, or leave me a comment if you want to see me do some more looks using this baby right here. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!